Welcome to Hope for Everybody, a channel that exists to highlight people and places that are all about providing hope to people in need. Check out today's episode.
Welcome, everybody. This is Hope for Everybody. I'm Chasen, and today we have a wonderful guest, Bobby, here to talk about hope and his story and Hope Prison Ministries and all the things that you've got going on. So thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Bobby Thompson. I'm 49, born and raised in Chicago. Awesome family. Had everything I ever needed growing up. Mm-hmm. No negativity in the family. Everything was great. Brothers, sisters. And then it wasn't. Then at 18, I bought my first bag of marijuana my last day of high school. Mm-hmm. And from there, I just went downhill quick. And I mean, you can ask more questions about that, or I can keep explaining.
Well, I am kind of curious just about your general childhood was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But it kind of took off, I guess, right then when you started introducing.
Yeah, introducing drugs into the mix. My brothers and sisters never got high. My parents didn't get high, nothing. It's just like, I have no idea what happened. I just enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And then within 2 years, I was doing coke, then crack, then heroin, then whatever.
Yeah.
You know. So that's been a off and on struggle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For a while.
And it kind of just spiraled from that one thing just took it down.
Yeah, for no reason. Mm-hmm. Just people I was surrounding myself with. Again, before I came here to Hope, I'd been to church the amount of times my entire life you can count on one hand, mm-hmm. and still have fingers left. And that was basically just for like weddings or to get food.
Yeah.
So this has really changed a lot of my perspective on life.
Yeah. So when you had all these, you were doing drugs. Mm-hmm. So then exactly what happened? Like at what point were you incarcerated or what happened then?
The first time I ever went to jail was in March of 1998, I believe, for theft, retail theft. Mm-hmm. And I spent 30-some days in jail and got clean and went and lived with my sister. And for about 4 or 5 months I was doing good, and then I fell off again. And the one good thing is each time I fell off for less time and further away from each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got clean, then I got dirty again when I was living with my sister. And I stole from my sister. And then my other sister came to get me, to pick me up. Mm-hmm. So I stayed with her. I got there in May of 1999. And pretty much from the beginning there, my brother-in-law was an alcoholic. My brother-in-law, not my sister. So I started drinking beer with him in the garage and then smoking weed. And then within maybe a year, it was way less than a year, because I got locked up. My first time in prison was in January of 2000. And that was for the current situation I'm going through. Just off and on, just not a good thing. But
well, how was that experience, like arriving in prison?
The first time sucked. The first time was horrible. Because I was, like I said, my childhood was great. I had everything I ever wanted. Mm-hmm. So to go from that to being in jail, where I'm just around a whole bunch of people that either don't have anything or haven't had anything for a long time. It's just a different mindset that I wasn't used to. And I acclimate quick. You know what I'm saying? Like the first time I was locked up, my mom was alive. So people probably didn't like me because I was spoiled. Like it's the first day I could get anything in Wisconsin in prison. I got my TV, my clothes, my radio, my fan, my light, everything in one day.
Yeah.
And there's people that have been there for years and don't have anything. So I probably got a little spoiled or whatever. So the first time in prison wasn't actually that bad. I was like, whatever. But then the next time I went, when she wasn't there, it was a totally different story. I had to see how the other half lived, and I didn't have anything. And I like to eat too. I like to have fun or whatever. So, I learned to acclimate myself. I learned to hustle in jail. I would help anybody do anything they wanted at any time. I would help them write letters. I'd help them edit letters. I would wash clothes. I would make cakes. I would make food, just to have, so I can get something myself without being a burden on the system. So, but that's no fun, because then you got to deal with people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got customers that want this done this way and this way. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and they're loud and obnoxious, and I'm not loud or obnoxious. And I didn't like being around people that slam dominoes, and and that's the main thing I think about whenever I'm gonna mess up or whatever, anything. It's like, I don't want to be around loud, obnoxious, no manners, just rude. And it's like, I know it's tough. I mean, people say it's not tough. It's okay. Yes, it's tough. It's just no physical tough, just mental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So at what point then did you come in contact with the first time with Hope Prison Ministries?
Well, I knew a guy from the world. My buddy Steve was in there with me, and we were trying to, because I had nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking to him about halfway houses and this and that and this, and I'm like, no, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. So, but one day I came back from Shaw, I believe it was, and there was a pamphlet on my bed for Hope Prison Ministries. And I read the thing. I'm reading the thing. No, $3,500. I'm like, I'm like, no, there's no possible way. So then I read about it. He's like, well, there's a few certain select people that can get scholarships if you qualify. So I'm like, I got nothing better to do. So I filled out, it was like a 4-page pamphlet of all the questions and rules and about being a Christian or whatever. And I wasn't really a Christian then, but I could fake it till I can make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wrote down all the answers and said I would follow the rules and everything. And surprisingly, within like a week, Chandler started writing me back. Then he started sending me books on how to be a man, how to be to build your foundation in Christianity.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I'd have to read the book, and then I would, like on every chapter, then I would send him a review of that chapter.
Yeah.
And he would grade me, not really grade me, but critique what he thought I got out of it, if it was correct or not. And surprisingly, most of my answers that I believed I was writing down for how I felt were the same way that he felt. So he started sending me more books and more books. And I'd read them books and do things. And then out of nowhere, he's like, I just got in contact with the parole board. And before I knew that I'd made parole, he told me I'd made parole. Before I even knew I made parole.
Yeah.
And I got here. I got out in January of 2021, and I've been here ever since. And when I first got here, I didn't like it because there's rules.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't do nothing. I couldn't have no money. I couldn't do this. But I'm saying it's like, then I stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? And each day got easier. And then I started going to church. I didn't want to go to church, but I went to church. And now I volunteer in the church. And now I do the sound for the church. And I'm the first one there every week. I'm the last one gone every week. I do setup. And I'm still not fully into my Bibling like Christian, like Chandler wants me to be, but I'm a lot more than I was, and I'm getting more. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of one of the reasons I want to come up here, because I want to be around Chandler and I want to be around the guys that come in here and help cement myself into not falling backwards. You know what I'm saying? And like all the guys because I talked to all the new guys basically, and they're like, "Oh man, this place sucks. Oh, I don't like that." I'm like, dude, just stick with it. Because everybody that leaves, we have to find about them. There's one guy that died, and then everybody else you hear about is in jail.
Yeah.
Nobody leaves early and succeeds that I've seen. People I've seen that have left have been here. They did the program. They've applied what they've learned in the program to real life situations, and they succeed. I mean, there's like 4 guys in the ministry, like within the past 6 months, have bought their own houses, like their own houses. They don't rent. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And they've done that through being in here. And it's like, I don't have nothing like that yet, but I bought a 2018 Jeep Wrangler. I never even had a car. I never bought a car in my life. Since I've been here, I bought 2 cars. And it just feels good to know that I'm doing something without having to ask my mom.
Yeah.
Because she's gone anyway. So I can't. So before here, I mean, I owned a pizza restaurant in Milwaukee. I owned a restaurant. And I screwed up with drugs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, no, that's one of my motivations to try to do what Chandler wants me to do to better myself and to be a better Christian and a better person. And, I take guys to the lake all the time. Like, everybody wants to go to the lake. We all load up in the Jeep. We all go to the lake and, not really talk Bible or whatever, but we it's a good positive thing that people know they can do sober.
If you're liking this content, please help us grow. Like, subscribe, and let's keep the good times rolling. Now back to the episode.
What would you say is the most helpful thing for you when you first encountered ministry for the first time? Before you, now you're far more plugged in, but when you first got here, what was the thing that kind of stuck out to you? Like, okay, this is a beneficial thing for me. It's kind of the thing that you felt like you needed most.
When I finally got when I could have a job and put money in the bank, and then I would get paid the next week, and I'd still have 8 nights or You know what I'm saying? But that money still, and the money would build up, and it would build up, and it would build up, and that's something I've never had. And I know it's not the most important thing. Money's not the most important thing. But it's the fact that I was following the rules, doing something that I was supposed to be doing the right way. And I was seeing benefits from it. I was actually be able to buy my own things. I was actually help other people out. And once I seen that, and I was realizing that, you know, then there is a possible way to do stuff the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what made me want to do more stuff the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I mean, anybody can hustle and, you know, come up with a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But then that's easy come, easy go. You know what I'm saying? So this actually, like, the money I get now and the experiences I get now is more positive and more beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Than just, like, all the, you know, I can't think of the word, but all just the randomness in the back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a purpose now.
Yeah. What would you say to someone new coming straight out of prison to, you know, to Hope Prison Ministries? What would you tell them kind of as a way to either encourage them or?
Just like I said already, just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, I didn't want to do it when I got here. My sister sent me $100, and I was mad because Chandler took it. I'm like, what do you take my money for? But then she sent me money for contacts. So we actually went out and got contacts for my money. And I'm like, and I don't want to do the book work. But as you do it more and more, it's easier. And it's like, just stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have left in the beginning, I had to sign a lease, like 5 months after I got here. He wanted me to sign a lease to move into another house, a graduate house. And I'm like, oh, man, he said, wanted me to sign a 2-year lease. Man, I've never been 2 years. I'm not going to be here in 2 years. This place, and here it is 4 years later. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I get off parole in 20 days. I'll be off parole in 20 days for the first time since 2006. You know, either parole or jail or probation or, so it's like, and I still don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully me and Chandler will figure out, you know, I got a son too. You know what I'm saying? I've only seen him when he was 6 weeks old. So, but he's in Houston. I don't want to go to Houston. I don't know, but I don't know what I want to do yet with that. But
now, what do you think is in your future? What do you, is it sky limit or what do you think?
no, I mean, the sky's always limit, but I mean, I like to stay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, for real, I just want a good job that people appreciate me to where I can live a peaceful life. Like the other guys were saying, just not a lot of drama because there's always going to be drama. But I like sticking around in the area. And hopefully I can get my kid's mom to move up here. She works at Walmart. There's Walmarts everywhere. And she's just floundering down there. But I'd like to try to be a dad. You know what I'm saying? That'd be kind of cool. But
how old's your son now?
how old is he? Just turned 9. So, and he's a little ball of energy, supposedly. You know what I'm saying, to put it nicely.
Yeah.
And she's got another son who's 10. And I helped raise him for the first, you know what I'm saying, little while, about 8 months of his life. So it was kind of cool to see that. But being a dad would be cool, but I don't want to displace her, but at the same time, I don't want to go to Houston.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can do another big city. So dad, I mean, I'm close enough to a city here.
Yeah.
Fort Worth's big, but it's small compared to Houston and Chicago.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Come February, I'm going to start talking with her, see what she wants to do, see if she's content down there, if she wants to change or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do plan on at least meeting up with her and seeing my son. 'Cause I don't even know if he knows I'm his dad. So I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
What would you say, how does Hope Prison Ministries actually give hope to people?
I think because they see the success rate. They see success in others. People that were like me or worse than me or not as bad as me, but still had lots of problems, that come here and they thrive. If they do what they're supposed to do, it may not always be the funnest, but at the same time, if you get through that spot that's not that fun, there's a lot more fun and enrichment on the other side. And me seeing that when I got here, seeing other people like moving out of the house and, oh man, you moving out already? He's like getting other places and moving up to the next level, and now he's like doing real well at his job, and he's like a manager, and he's like, you know, doing real well. So like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to stick around and to prove to yourself that you can have success like other people have.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you seem to be thriving now, and you know, I'm sure they appreciate your help with the ministry, and I'm sure Chandler appreciates you already because he told me about you and sent you here, and you're already plugging in, doing stuff here. Yeah. So I really appreciate you coming in and telling us your story. And yeah,
cool.
Thanks.
No problem.
It's great to meet you on the show.
Yes, sir.
Also, and that's the end of this episode.
If you'd like to be a part of the show and tell us your story, please visit us online at hopeforeverybody.org.